The opposition had only intended to cut the $5.3 billion for the Chadijagan International Airport expansion project, but a technicality forced the reduction of the entire transport budget. Government Chief Whip Gil Teixeira upturned the proceedings in the House when Carl Greenwich of the majority opposition bloc APNU had tabled a motion to cut the budget for the airport expansion.
And there is a problem with this motion presented by Mr. Greenwich. The cut that Mr. Greenwich proposes to make is more than what is in the budget. And therefore, this motion is null and void.
With Greenwich's motion on its way to being thrown out, an attempt was made to give effect to a motion by the other parliamentary party, the AFC, which had also proposed to cut funding for the airport expansion. But Teixeira was back on her feet again to say that that could not work.
Both have a mistake. One has Mr. Rampton has $5,353,100,000,000, and Mr. Greenwich is cutting by 999,000 more than what's in the budget.
Our members,
Neither motion can be put there for Mr. Speaker. Neither one.
The Speaker adjourned the House to take time to consider the matter with the clerk and leading members of both sides of the House and came back with his decision.
The clerk has advised, and I have considered, that as is, the amendments that were put cannot stand.
With the opposition having no way out to only cut funding for the expansion of the Chadijagan Airport, they had to cut all funding on the transport budget in order to take their hardline position. And so the funding that was also cut from the budget was $175 million for hinterland roads, $80 million for the Civil Aviation Authority, and $26 million for the expansion of the Ogle Airdrome. The opposition argued that this could have been avoided if the Speaker had listened to their suggestion to correct the error.
We felt that this matter could have been easily corrected by resorting to what in the law we call a slip rule. Because in our view it was a minor slip, it was not something that was so significant as to be fatal to the motion itself.
Although the government lost the vote, the opposition was clear that they had no intention of opposing the other projects that had to be cut in order to cement their position on the Chadijagan Airport expansion.
I did deal formally with the President, asking him to set up a tri-party budget committee. Only now, last week, when we had a discussion, he agreed that from 1st of July 2013, we will now sit together to plan the 2014 budget. Many of the problems you see occurring here need not have occurred had the President agreed to set up the tri-party budget committee. These matters could have been resolved prior to coming to the floor.
After a flurry of questions, the opposition was not satisfied with the answers given by the government, and hence their insistence on weeding out funding for the Chadijagan Airport expansion. Parliamentarian Moses Nagamutu described the project as reckless financial misadventure.
Where are we taking this nation with the debt we are accumulating for projects for which we have no clear vision, no clear use for this kind of project? We are wasting the people's money and we are owning their lives.
A key question of the night surrounded the signing of the loan agreement with China Exim Bank and the Chinese contractor check. Nagamutu said that the House only learned that the contract for the financial arrangements was signed 1 year after the deal with the Chinese contractor was tied up. The Minister of Public Works, Robson Ben, said that it was a condition that there needed to be a contract before there could be loan approval. As a result, he said this was the protocol and procedure that was followed. The Minister of Public Works, in a desperate plea, said the government was willing to provide any and all the information the opposition wanted, but even that did not work. And so the budget was cut.